Hello, my friends. There is a hopeful and enduring myth that has been passed down in self-help circles for decades. It's a promise so simple and so digestible that we desperately want it to be true. The myth is this: it takes 21 days to form a new habit. We've all heard it. We've all tried it. We embark on a new journey, to exercise daily, to meditate, to wake up earlier. We grit our teeth and push through those first 3 weeks with heroic willpower. We make it to day 21. We cross the imaginary finish line, and we celebrate our new, transformed self. But then, something strange happens. On day 22, the alarm feels just as painful. On day 25, we skip a day. By day 30, the habit has completely disintegrated, and we are right back where we started, but now with an added layer of guilt and the belief that we are a failure. Why does this happen so often? Is the 21-day rule a lie? The answer is yes, but not in the way you think. The problem isn't the rule itself, it's that it's only the first half of the map. What if I told you that the 21-day mark isn't the finish line, but merely the end of the beginning? What if the real transformation, the one that makes a habit last a lifetime, happens in the period that follows? Today, we are going to explore the 21-90 rule, a more complete and powerful framework for understanding what it truly takes to make a habit stick. The first 21 days are where you fight the battle. The next 90 days are where you win the war. To understand this journey, let's use an analogy. Imagine your brain is a dense, thick jungle. Your current habits, both good and bad, are like wide, well-worn superhighways that crisscross this jungle. They are easy to travel. They are comfortable, fast, and your brain defaults to them without a second thought. Now, deciding to build a new habit is like standing at the edge of that jungle with a machete and deciding to carve a brand new path. The work is difficult, tiring, and every fiber of your being wants to quit and go back to the easy, familiar highway. This is the setting for our story, following a man named Liam. Liam's goal is to do something he has always dreamed of, to wake up at 5 a.m. every day and write for 1 hour before the chaos of his family life begins. The first 21 days. The battle of conscious effort. This first phase is the brutal, hands-on work of carving the new path. It is the period of maximum resistance. Every single day requires conscious, deliberate, and often painful effort. This is not about motivation. It is about sheer willpower. For Liam, day 1 is agony. The 5 a.m. alarm sounds like an air raid siren in the dark, silent room. His brain, his body, his entire history of sleeping in is screaming at him to hit the snooze button, to return to the warm, comfortable superhighway of his bed. Just putting his feet on the floor is a monumental victory. He sits at his desk, bleary-eyed. He has no ideas. He stares at the blank page. He manages to write just a few terrible sentences. The next day is just as hard, and the next. During these first 3 weeks, Liam is fighting a battle on 2 fronts. He is fighting the physical discomfort of a new sleep schedule, and he is fighting the psychological resistance of his own mind, which is telling him this is pointless and difficult. This is the phase where most people quit. But Liam persists. He uses tricks to help him. He lays out his clothes the night before. He prepares his coffee maker. He uses the 2-minute rule, telling himself, I just have to open the document. Around day 14, something shifts. The alarm is still unwelcome, but the internal battle is less of a street fight and more of a tense negotiation. By day 21, he has done it. He has successfully woken up at 5 a.m. for 3 straight weeks. He has proven to himself that it is possible. He has cleared a rough, narrow footpath in the jungle. It's overgrown, it's difficult to see, but it exists. This is where the 21-day myth ends, and this is where the real work begins. The next 90 days. The war for automaticity. This is the phase where most people fail, because they mistakenly declare victory and stop being deliberate. A footpath that is not walked upon every single day will be reclaimed by the jungle almost overnight. The goal of the next 90 days is not just to maintain the habit, it is to transform that difficult footpath into a smooth, reliable road. What is happening during this period is not just psychological, it is neurological. Every time Liam repeats the habit of waking up and writing, he is sending an electrical signal down a specific neural pathway in his brain. In the first 21 days, that pathway is weak and inefficient. But through consistent repetition, a process called myelination occurs. The brain begins to wrap this neural pathway in a fatty sheath called myelin. This sheath acts like insulation on a wire, allowing the electrical signal to travel faster, smoother, and more automatically. You are not just getting used to it. You are physically upgrading the hardware of your brain. You are paving the footpath. Liam's journey from day 22 to day 90 is different. The daily battle is over, replaced by a war of consistency. There are still hard days. There are days he is tempted to sleep in, but the baseline resistance is lower. Around day 45, he notices something strange. It starts to feel weird if he doesn't get up at 5 a.m. His body's internal clock has started to sync with the new routine. By day 90, the transformation is complete. The alarm goes off, and he just gets up. There is no internal debate. There is no negotiation. The action is now subconscious. It is automatic. He has walked his new path so many times that his brain has turned it into a new superhighway. The habit has moved from the conscious, effortful prefrontal cortex to the automatic, subconscious basal ganglia. But more importantly, his identity has shifted. He is no longer Liam, the guy who is trying to wake up early. He is simply Liam, the early rising writer. The habit is no longer something he does. It is a reflection of who he is. This is the 2190 rule. Use the first 21 days to break the back of the old habit and prove that the new one is possible. This is the battle of willpower. Then, use the next 90 days to repeat the action with relentless consistency until it becomes neurologically automatic and part of your core identity. This is the war of transformation. So, do not get discouraged if a new habit doesn't feel natural after 3 weeks. You haven't failed, you've just successfully completed phase 1. The real journey, the one that builds a habit that lasts a lifetime, is still ahead. Embrace the full 90-day process. Walk your new path every day until the jungle can never grow back. I want you to think of one habit you want to install in your life. I challenge you to reframe your commitment right now. It's not a 21-day challenge. It's a 90-day journey. What is that habit? Declare your 90-day commitment in the comments below. If this framework has given you a more realistic and powerful roadmap for change, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. We are dedicated to deconstructing the science of personal transformation every single week. And as your next step, I highly recommend you watch our video on The Habit Loop Explained to understand the deep neurological mechanism you are rebuilding with this process. Click the link on your screen now. Thank you for watching.